Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty crazy kind of news that's been going on all throughout today, where GTA 6 has actually been leaked. It looks like the game itself, after everyone assumed this game was never going to come out too, especially after comparing games like Elder Scrolls and, Duke Nukem. But as of right now, it does seem like a lot of the early access, early gameplay for GTA 6 has now been officially leaked. Now, I'm not sure if I should necessarily show it on this video or not, because I do think I've been seeing GTA basically doing massive takedowns, like basically people that were showcasing up stuff, just doing some massive takedowns for gameplay and everything. A little bit scary in all honesty, but I do want to give you guys some talks and discuss on it too as well, and let's just kind of give you guys some details, because apparently a lot of details for the game have come out too. I do think there's quite a few different things up on, say, Twitter, maybe as well, if you guys want to be on the lookout for that. There's been a lot of different Twitter posts and different comments and different leaks and all the information coming out with it. But so far, there's been like a pretty wide stint of what is available and what they're showcasing. I'm going to go and talk about it, give you guys the rough ideas and all that type of stuff. But as I mentioned, we've now been seeing multiple different things over here. And if you guys want more GTA news, make sure you guys are subscribed, or just gaming news as well. If you got on the Twitter and Twitch and stuff down below. But basically, we have now been seeing news articles. We've been seeing folks. I even have some of the tweets up here too as well, saying massive GTA leak has now finally come. There's been screenshots. There's been early footage. There's been everything. And a lot of folks are somewhat on the skeptical side for this, because people were assuming that, well, this gameplay was not going to be real, or this was fake, or it's like fan-made, or whatever. But it does kind of seem like right now, with all the available information that's coming out, that this is an actual big leak. This is actual proper gameplay and stuff like that. And this is all in regards to that the source code has apparently been hacked. So this is just a big deal floating around with this. So we even have Jason Schreier, who's been in the gaming news, leaking news for a while, stating, not that there was much doubt, which I would agree, this all looks pretty legit, but I've confirmed with Rockstar sources that this weekend's massive Grand Theft Auto 6 leak was indeed real. So basically, he reached out to Rockstar and confirmed this is all real. The footage is early and unfinished, of course. This is the biggest leaks in video game history and a nightmare for Rockstar Games. And this actually all been coming over here from which we'll probably make a separate video on throughout today called Teapot Hacker, who also claims as of now to have the source code both for GTA 5 and GTA 6, and as well as also assets, as well as also the GTA 6 test builds. So what has actually been shown, what's going on over here, etc., etc. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not sure if I can show this type of stuff. I don't think you can, because I just think it's just terms of like, it just shouldn't be out there as well. But at least we've had these leaks, and some of these leaks have been floating around for a while, so this is kind of the big details with it. So right now, they apparently have two main characters. They have a male and female characters. Visibly, they keep on saying it might be a couple. So a lot of folks are assuming this might be like a Bonnie and Clyde type situation, where it's like you have like the wife and husband, dynamic like crime, I guess doing, I was going to say fighting, doing duo, and they're actually like, doing stuff. Kind of like a split story, how we saw with GTA 5, where it went from like, three different main characters. They also had a female name is apparently Lucia. The game will revolve around robberies and heists, so both characters can be seen robbing a store. So this is kind of what the initial leak was, is that they had both characters, they're robbing like it looks like almost like a restaurant or so. You have the woman walking around, and just to kind of describe the leaks rather than showcase it, because like I said, we've been seeing leaks getting taken down, it does kind of seem like the character models were very, very undefined. Like imagine like a stiletto. So in like a normal video game, they have hair, they have other stuff. It kind of just looks like a random just box kind of a character that looks like one of those mannequins from, imagine like a Walmart, Kohl's, or whatever, like just a clothing store. So it definitely does seem unfinished. A lot of the audio kept on going off, so you have like the people being like, wow, what are you doing? Whoa, don't do that. Whoa, put that away. But it was like kind of ongoing for pretty much every character. It was in like, imagine like a restaurant. You've also seen some outside scenes, and people were comparing that with the old GTA San Andreas, but with more HD. And as well, we've also been seeing things like home builders. I think they went to a club too as well, so kind of similar to GTA 5. And all these actually were looking good. Like I said, I'm not sure if I could show this stuff because it's just legality-wise. I think talking about it's fine because it's all leak and public knowledge. But basically, the game was looking pretty good. Environments were looking good. It did look still a little shoddy. Although, granted, I think the rumor was this was a year ago, and then as it was a year ago, they've also had, like, more time with development as well, and blah, 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 blah. So apparently the game will be finally having stealth mechanics. There really wasn't that many stealth mechanics when it came to prior GTA games. You can apparently drop guns and pick up new ones as well. I mean, I would hope so. You also rob stores and containers at the docks, which may actually contain vehicles, weapons, and cash. So think like you have those huge cargo ships, and they have those huge boxes, they have cars, they have things in it, whatever. That seems like about right. So it's kind of like maybe like a secondary or side activity, or things to maybe do online, maybe things to do just as you're bored, or extra content when you're in the game. The game will still be using the Euphoria physics engine. You can apparently shoot while swimming. You can carry bodies to maybe go hide bodies, more on the stealth element side. You can use the Vice City Metro to maybe do some more quicker traveling all throughout the city. Clothing finally does have physics, so if you're riding in water, your clothing's wet or whatever, it does have a physics notion. You can move also while being prone. You can move and shoot while crouching. The police is apparently a lot more smarter as well during like any type of altercation with them, which I do know some folks just like to mess around and do whatever and get a 5-star rating. Just do whatever in those types of games. I used to do all the back in the day in GTA 3. So it does add a little bit more of the AI elements. There's also more drive-by options too as well, which is kind of good to see, especially with the double whammy character. They do have wall cover mechanics similar to GTA 5. You can jump to cover, so kind of like think how they did in Red Dead Redemption, or is that like that smooth transition for characters. Cars are also highly interactive. So you can now adjust other things like adjusting the armrest, open glove boxes, adjust seat positions, rear view mirrors, etc. And basically a lot of folks are just not really sure if it's meant to be more of maybe some first-person situations, maybe more like even maybe potential dual multiplayer for the single player as well, like co-op, etc., etc. There's also apparently more robbery options too and behaviors as well. So you can do with different things with, like, say, the characters walking around. So they may react more. They may go and get scared. They may go and get on their knees. And a lot of other various stuff just kind of was showcased up throughout this as well. Now, I also mentioned too, we've seen more of beaches. It does seem like the environment's taking more of like a Miami-based. So think more of like a San Andreas / Miami type style, where they have like beaches, they have the hotels, they have the apartment complexes, etc. But the environment does look very, very good, especially as I'm watching all this stuff. There's also been other stuff that came out too with like home builders. So some people are assuming that you actually might be able to go build your current home too as well. So you might be able to go through literally everything in the house itself. So you might be able to go and like put TVs, change your beds, change your clothing or whatever. And all this stuff is very, very in depth with a lot of different features, movements, etc., etc. Or it might just be your general actual house, like kind of how you had that in the previous GTA 5 games, is like a central hub. You may not be able to go interchange it. It just might be the assets were movable from all this stuff. And a few other things too is I can maybe watch up here in the background too as well. I don't want to show anything that's bad. But just as I've had a chance to see, it does look like all the characters in the overall map do interact a lot when it does come to you interacting, doing stuff. Like they look afraid, they look scared. The walls and the wallpapers, there's a lot of different there's a lot of stuff. Like, so it's not like a bare bones game where like you have stuff like the cups, fridges, you have like actual condiments on the tables. They're all moving from physics, etc. Looks like character customization too as well. They have like UI setups for it too on top of that. And a lot of this does just look like, at least in my opinion, a slightly nicer looking GTA 5, which I'm kind of cool with. Like a more in-depth world, more accessible worlds, different environments. The game almost kind of seems like a GTA 5 DLC, which in all honesty is nice. But as I mentioned, a lot of these characters, as I'm looking at this right now, do kind of seem like they're more focused on, what's the word for it? They look kind of more on the mannequin type side, from everything I had a chance to see from leaks and all that. Like, it looks like they're not fleshed out, don't have hair, etc., etc. But the lighting looks very good. Everything else we've seen so good. Audio seems good. Characters seem good. They have new UIs for like cops as well. It almost kind of seems like it's a maybe a good example is maybe Payday. If you guys ever played Payday yourself, or essentially like you have like a certain time limit, you can only do certain things, but as well you do also have options to do other stuff with people, like such as like take them hostage or like like hit them or stuff like that. So there's just a lot of information that came out. I don't think you could really showcase up a lot of this stuff, as I mentioned too, when it comes to like online, because it might just get taken down. I think like just talking about it and how I did in this video, I think is mostly okay. But if you guys ever want to, especially I think on Twitter, I think Twitter's had a lot of all these resources all put together when it comes to just details and all that. But it does look good. I think that is one thing. I had some people critiquing it, saying it was kind of looking bad. I think for like a few more years of development, as well as also this being an older patch on the game, like an older dev file as well, I think it looks good. Like, I'll give it a good first thumbs up impression. I like the environment. I like the world. Everything's looking pretty good in my end. So, like I said, if more stuff comes out or more drama happens, I'll let you guys know. There is going to probably be a lot of stuff with this stuff coming out as well. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. As well as, are you guys excited for GTA 6? Do you guys want to see more? Have you guys seen some of the leaks yourselves? Leave a comment down below and let me know. As well as make sure you guys follow the Twitter and Twitch streams down below and check out the Amazon and Target links for the PS5s too as well.